The best joke of bishops.
Are you ready?
It's a beautiful day and Alan heads to his doctor to receive his explanation about a routine checkup he took the previous week. The doctor receives him with a stern look on his face.
Alan, how are you? I'm not going to beat around the bush and I'm going to get straight to the point. I regret to inform you that you suffer from a strange condition. It's Yamamoto syndrome. Unfortunately, there is nothing I or science can do. You have only a few days to live. Now you are in God's hands.
Disconsolate, Alan appreciates the doctor's sincerity, says goodbye to him, and wanders the streets without a defined direction and without knowing what he is going to do. He sits at a bus stop to ponder his situation, but, just then, the bus parks. With no better option in sight, Alan gets on the bus.
To his surprise, among the few passengers who are at that moment on the bus, goes a beautiful nun. Alan rambles.
It has always been my fantasy to sleep with a nun, and, if I'm going to die, nothing stops me from making it happen. Getting on this bus must be a sign from heaven.
Without further ado, Alan goes to where the nun is and strikes up a conversation.
Hello, sister. What a nice day today. How about getting off at this very moment, going to a good place, and making love?
The nun blushes intensely. It seems that she is about to slap the boar, but she stops and says,
"What kind of lout are you? Has no respect for a habit. Driver, stop the bus immediately. I do not want to spend another second next to this ruffian."
The driver, without a word, proceeds to execute the nun's orders. Alan just sighs, watching his object of desire slowly drift away.
I need to find an answer.
Hey, buddy, over here.
Alan thinks he hears someone calling him, but he remains engrossed in his daydreaming.
Dude, here, I'm the driver.
Trying to avoid greater evils, Alan fires back.
Oh, I get it. Don't worry, Mr. Driver. I don't want to cause you any more setbacks. Right now I get off the bus.
Relax, amigo. It's not that. Come on, I'll tell you something that might interest you.
Between curious and fearful, Alan approaches the driver, expecting to receive the slap that the nun did not give him.
I know what it is like to have a great forbidden desire and not be able to satisfy it.
Even more intrigued, Alan stays silent, not yet understanding what the driver's connection might be.
It shows that you are a good person, so I'm going to help you. I have picked up that nun several times on my way downtown. I know that, every Thursday night, she goes to the old abandoned church and spends some time there atoning for her faults. Today is just Thursday. You can disguise yourself as a bishop and take advantage of that moment of weakness that she has. Impose your authority and you will surely be able to make that fantasy that you long for come true.
Realizing here another sign from heaven, Alan deeply thanks the driver and prepares to follow his recommendations without contradicting him in any way.
Thank you, friend. There is still hope in the world with people as understanding as you.
You're welcome, amigo. Go with God.
Thanks again, amigo.
Alan gets the best bishop costume there is. He puts on immaculately makeup and proceeds to go to the old church. As the driver told him, there, on her knees, is the nun raising her prayers to the Almighty. The nun is concentrating on her prayers, but, noticing the presence of the bishop at such an unusual time and place, she is troubled and looks down.
Excuse me, Your Reverence. I am a sinner and I am seeking the blessing of the highest. I am not worthy to look at your face.
Overwhelmed and, at the same time, excited, Alan hesitates to continue with his plan. But the certainty of his imminent death makes the decision, hence he exclaims,
Sister, your sins far exceed your capacity for repentance. Fortunately for you, I am willing to make your atonement possible.
Just tell me what I should do and I will do it, Your Reverence, without objection.
I'm going to sacrifice myself for you, sister. If you make love to a vicar of the Lord as I am, you will advance years in your process of redemption.
The nun, confused and embarrassed, takes some time to meditate on the bishop's words. With even greater embarrassment, she tilts his gaze more. Between whispers and sobs, she sinceres with the bishop.
Your Holiness, I am a servant of the Lord and have been all my life. I have met no man and wish to maintain my purity. So, if Your Holiness will allow me, I beg you we do it. But as beasts do it. Then I will be able to remain intact for the Creator.
This unexpected twist takes Alan by surprise, but the fire inside him is already too much to allow him to think. Hence he takes the nun and proceeds to consummate his longed-for act of love.
Once all his cravings have been satisfied, Alan is now overflowing with joy and is not afraid of the passage to the afterlife. To keep the tradition, he lights up a cigarette. Surprised, he notices a strange reflection and exclaims,
Wait a minute! You are not the nun!
Relax, amigo. You are not the bishop either.